executive order that Secretary Austin came out with today. I hope this is not another iteration of the Biden bait and switch where he says, hey, we're going to target white supremacy and racism, where many of us, everyday Americans, say that's wonderful. Yeah, let's target extremism. But then he switches it up and says, well, actually, when I say white supremacy, I mean if you think differently than the way we want you to think. If you're a conservative, if you're a libertarian, some of my libertarian friends are now under fire. If you are a Christian, as you mentioned earlier, all of these things are now grounds to say that you are a white supremacist or a racist. And so I hope that's not the direction Secretary Austin is going with us. He's an honorable man, he served honorably, he has a lot of respect across the aisle. But it's really unsettling. And here's the other part that I hope people understand. Is that with these stand-down orders, what often happens is that there's a training accompanied with it. And what happens is they'll train you on, in this case, it might be diversity training or EO, opportunity training. And the question is, well, what's going to be a part of the curriculum? Is it going to be the critical race theory trash that says that all white people are evil, or is it going to be truth that says we're all God's children created in his images and we're all born equal? So, that's the question. And so right now, we have to do our job as Americans and put pressure on the Pentagon to defend the people who have been defending us for generations.
I just don't want to. I'm sorry. You're right. I don't want to spend a single U.S. taxpayer dollar on BLM-style curriculum for the U.S. military. Which last time I checked, none of you cared what color one person is to the next. If you guys are working together, or women working together, in a military operation, whether you're a mechanic or whether you're a forward operator.
It's one of the first things they do when we get to boot camp or basic training. It doesn't matter where we're from, or what we look like. We get our head shaved, we put on the same clothes because it's called being in uniform. And they're going to break us down and realize we are one team and we're one fight. And even when we got over there, even when I was in SEAL Team 6, I didn't care what they did behind closed doors. I didn't care who was gay or straight. What I cared about, can you do the job? If I get hit, can you carry me and all my gear home? That's it. There are two things in combat. You either win or you die. And I need people there, men and women, that are there to fight. That's it.
But the phrase domestic terrorist, Jeremy, in reference to the U.S. military,
and then they got all other reinforcements.
I just know so many wonderful veterans and active duty, but I didn't have a lot of veterans. Young guys, like Rob, all you guys are young guys. And the sacrifice, the hard work, what's happened to families back home who don't get enough credit for what they do, how many horrible injuries, and now this is what they get.
That was it.
They're immediately suspicious. If they voted for a Republican, if they went to a rally and stood there.
He went to join, he said worse than prison. Like he went to prison.
It really is.
They went to talk closing the court and they said,
the rules we had, I remember even in 2016, we had some spirited debates about, what that meant. But at the end of the day, we all acted ourselves, completed the mission, and we're still one team. And that's the spirit of the military, and that's what we stand to lose if we let the left use the Army and other service branches as some type of political prop, as just another weapon in their war, in their cultural war. So it's very important that now is the time that we speak up. We will not be silenced, and it's time that we start helping those who have helped us for so long.
Yeah. Well, warriors, not social justice warriors. Other people want to do that. They can't. You guys are warriors. Thank you so much, gentlemen, both of you tonight. Great to see you. And the message you hear from the left and current top of the Pentagon is, well, the military is a hotbed of white supremacy. We thought we'd talk to someone who knows a little bit about this. Joining me now is Kash Patel, former Defense Department Chief of Staff, former Deputy Assistant to President Trump. Kash, what will happen if the BLM principles starts to infect the Pentagon?
You want to get a chair, huh?
Well, thanks, Laura, for having me, and you hit it right on the head. What will happen is it will allow the media to divide the last vestige of security and the greatest piece of democracy that we have, which is our men and women in uniform. And what they have done, what Austin and Biden have done, is created a fictional narrative that the snowflake media will run with to say that white supremacy is an enemy within the Department of Defense. That is what they said. Let that sink in for a minute. I abhorrently reject that, having led the men and women of that department with Secretary Miller under President Trump. That is an outrageous statement
And if I knew how to play cricket, if I knew the score line and what I was
not
supposed
one
to do,
person I served with or under has ever
come up with a W.
said anything about white supremacy being the enemy within. And
that's not even on shame. That's not even
in the Department of Defense.
like profiling Seamus. That's not on profiling
Seamus. You're the wrong view, so you're not authentic. Now Biden's speech today, he gave his big first big.
I don't know how you score 100 points on like baseball.
Pivoted to race at one point.
That's not baseball.
We've taken steps to acknowledge and address systemic racism and the scourge of white supremacy in our own country. Racial equity will not just be an issue for one department of our administration. It has to be the business of the whole of government and all our federal policies and institutions.
And at this point,
for me, I think about this and I think, wait a second. How much of the white supremacy scourge, existed when you were all those years in government? I mean, did you witness any of this? Did you see any of this?
No, absolutely not, Laura. I mean, this is a perfect example of the politicization of the Defense Department that they basically attacked Secretary Miller and I for doing, and all we did was end generation-long wars and cared after our servicemen and women. What they are doing, I'll give you 3 perfect examples of politicization of the Defense Department. 1, they canceled maternity and paternity leave if you're employed in the Defense Department by President Trump, so you can't go home and care for your newborn. 2, these are the same people giving Khalid Sheikh Mohammed a coronavirus vaccine instead of grandma and grandpa and frontline workers. And 3, this is the top piece of it, is this now white supremacy narrative within the Defense Department. It does not exist. It doesn't exist in the national security arena, and I've served across all 3 branches of government. And to do so is striking at the heart of American democracy with blank rhetoric that has no fact in it.
And Cash, we just found out how much it's costing for the National Guard to keep any campus, barbed wire, all the rest. It's cost $438 million up until now from January 6th.